Hi, we're here for another episode of Campus to Careers, and today I'm here with the very talented Pranay Shah, and we are at Yo Bar Yoghurt place, which is amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna have my yogurt as well shortly. So, Pranay, tell me a little bit about yourself, your background, academics, university, everything.
Right. So I came back to Australia 3 years ago, enrolled into Swinburne University of Technology for my Masters of Project Management. While studying at Swinburne, I was working alongside Woolworths as a part-time job. And once I graduated, I had a full-time job opportunity with Woolworths itself. So currently, I'm working as a Replenishment Manager at Woolworths Fitzroy, which is right across this place. So that's and alongside that, I used to also work in a cafe back in time in my uni days, and I was really keen on always sort of making coffee because I used to be front of the house, but never really got opportunity to make coffee as much. But then Faiza over here opened a very beautiful cafe called Sandy Express. She tried me out and saw that I can make good coffee. And since last 6 months, seven, it's been like 7 months now, almost close to a year. We've been having that cafe. If you're at Sandringham, must visit that. Absolutely.
I just say it is a kudos to Pranay. I couldn't have done without him, and obviously Pavan. That's right. So I couldn't have done without these boys. They have done an immense job at the cafe, working it with me, being multitasking at so many elements. So absolutely, thank you so much. So speaking of coffee, how would you describe your university experience in Australia with a coffee order? What do you think it would be?
It's really fun with how people order coffee here. And one of the strangest coffee I came across, and it really fascinated me, was Melbourne Magic.
Oh,
So the coffee recipe is it's 2 shots of double espresso with 3/4 full milk. So someone who likes it really strong and less milk always goes for that, and it always fascinates me how strong a coffee a Melbourneite wants.
interesting. Very good. Thank you so much. Now, just onto some questions around your thoughts and your first expression. So, what was your thought around your first interview you had in Australia for any role that's casual, part time, and what did you learn out of it? So, what was your first thought, really?
Oh, I remember. I'm just so firstly telling this is not scripted. It comes and I'm answering, so it might come a bit of pauses. So just take that. The first week I was here, a friend recommended me. I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but it was a Mexican restaurant at St. Kilda. And I don't know what it was. I was serving somebody first time and I dropped the whole food on a customer. It was a terrible experience. I never really contacted back the owner for even that first shift's pay or anything.
Oh, no.
I was so terrified. I was like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Well, I obviously cleaned everything, but it was really funny.
And was that-
No, so I did have an interview before, just a call interview, and they said that why don't you come in for a trial?
Oh, yes, yes.
So there was not much of an interview on call. When it comes to hospitality, it always goes on first-hand experience as a trial rather than any interview question.
Yeah.
Exactly, absolutely. So they want to know how you handle stress and stuff. And clearly, by this example, I didn't handle well. It was my first week in Australia, plus sort of a hospitality job. I've never worked in hospitality before.
Yeah,
So
and obviously you were keen to work. I think for most of us, we're so keen to work as well. We're like, we want to try out this job. What this is going to be
we
like.
gotta pay our bills. So
Exactly,
absolutely.
exactly.
So,
All right. So, what's the most funniest or most unexpected reality shock you had from a work cultural point of view, or professional culture, environment, or even slang for that matter?
honestly, I used to have a very negative perspective about Australia. People are really racist here, and some stuff we hear back home. I come from India, so I think it is a decade ago there was some sort of thing. But in my 3 years of being here, I have never come across, in a work sense or in a professional sense, any sort of racism. It is a very negative or a false perspective of Australia people have, and I don't think so that it is true.
Amazing. Well, that's very good. And but what about your funniest moment though?
Funniest moment, the first day in the Mexican restaurant. Nothing has crossed that so far. Imagine you're here for a job, you want to make money, you want to impress the person who's going to hire you, and what you do is drop things on customer.
So I can imagine that's the funniest moment as well. All right. So moving on to a little bit of academics and career insight style. So what was it like studying? How different was it studying in Australia as compared to studying back home?
So in Australia, there also things vary from course to course and what level of degree you are at. because I was here for my postgrad master's degree. I didn't have much of learning in terms of a classroom learning, but the major learning I got was from all the assignments and the group work I did. And because I was doing a management degree, it was more in terms of people management, how we used to align when we have a group of 5 students and everybody having a different schedule. How do we align into one particular way where it works for all of us? Was a bit challenging and fun and a learning at the same time.
Very good.
Yeah.
Interesting. So somewhat same, but not really. Yeah. No, interesting. And what was the most fun thing at university in Australia you did or you've learned?
So obviously coming across people from different cultural background is always fun. And Swinburne University has people from every particular country. I would literally say that we would find people from everywhere. I used to tell it to my mom first week my here. Like, if you come to Australia and particularly in Swinburne University and move your eyes across, you would find a black, white, red, yellow person if they exist, because there are people from all cultural background here, and the diversity is something we don't really get back when we are in our home, but Australia and Swinburne did offer me that.
I resonate with that because I'm a human resource management major, Swinburne University. So I was at the Hawthorn campus for. Actually, I did do an extended program because I was a mature age student, so I was studying part time only. So, oh yes, yes, but it's such a great right. So if you could change one thing about how international students are supported, what would that be?
I definitely feel the work restrictions is something that can the government or things can be worked on. Was it in a governmental sense or what sense was it? Right. I think some sort of counseling in terms of clarity of what their goals are. So I had many students who were with me, but they didn't know what they want. And then they ended up going back to their country and not even doing their post-study work visa they had. So, because they felt so confused and so stressed with all those things. So, I think some sort of guidance, because we do have guidance when we come here, sort of a visa guide or someone counselor who helps us with the visa process. But what after we come here is something. Oh, absolutely. There is so many things from housing to finding a part-time job. Every aspect we do need some help, but I don't think so. We have anything. It's all scattered. I think if we sort of drill into it, we might find, but something on an easier level for an easier platform would be really nice for the students.
Thanks, something to keep in mind and great feedback as well. So, what's the one skill you've learned in Australia that you think will help you in your career or in your studies as well that you've learned?
One skill. Well, I don't think so. It is very academic, but I learning coffee making is something I genuinely appreciate because something one fantasizes seeing somebody do it. I don't think so. I would be pursuing it as a career in future, but having that skill is definitely gonna make me happy. I'm definitely gonna get a espresso machine at home sometime. I don't have much coffee, but my significant partner or significant other half would definitely enjoy making or having coffee I made for the other person.
Can I just say Pranay makes one of the best lattes? No, he makes good coffee. Very decent, actually. No, thank you for that. All right, so on some questions around your strengths, weakness, opportunities, threats, what would you say you've discovered as your biggest strengths while studying in Australia, further to also while working in Australia?
I think being independent is something I discovered. I never really thought that just packing 2 bags, 23 kilos of each, and bringing my whole life here would be that much easy. In terms of 3 years down the line, I feel like I've done pretty good myself. I cook, I clean, I do job, I did studies alongside. So I feel as an international student, and not just for me, but every international student, I think their biggest strength is we become very self-sufficient and independent. And I think we should just remember this thing at every point in our life that no matter how hard it's going to get, we're going to go through because we dropped all our life back there. Everything, just 2 bags, 23 kilos each, and we come here and we start everything fresh. And we are doing well.
I'm doing very well, Renee. Especially 22 years ago, packed my 2 bags. 23. I was overweight actually, but you made it. Independency. So here we are.
And now you have 2 little ones.
I have got
you take care of them, and they take care of you. And
I cannot imagine that they would be international students somewhere. It's just I've done that. I don't think so. I'll send them anywhere.
I remember we were talking about extra baggage. I had a whole 2 kilos of hay plus.
Yes,
So it was
yeah,
overweight.
yeah.
What I did was I took that pack of hay plus and put it in my jacket to reduce that 2 kilos, and I used to
And
carry
you
that.
smell nice food on you.
It was crazy because I didn't want to throw that away or
No.
miss it out because I'm like, that's gonna be my first 2 weeks. I'm gonna eat hay plus. That's it.
Oh, that's beautiful. And yeah, it's good to carry something that you can relate to, but in
Also,
your
it's
own country.
mom made, so I'm not gonna
Homemade.
throw that away.
So good. And then, in terms of a challenge or weakness that you faced as an international student, how did you overcome it?
So, challenges in terms of, let's say, job opportunity has always been challenging. I haven't still overcome yet. I feel even though I have a decent job, I have more opportunities, but there's always a sort of a feeling that you are away from home and something can go wrong. Not many people know this, but I have $2,000 in cash. I keep it in one bag in my home, which is something, if sometimes something goes wrong, I'm gonna buy a one-way ticket to India, that $2,000, and that's my go safe away. Once I'm home, my mom, dad will like, and I'm 26-year-old saying this, so imagine. Still, even though we try to make our home here, we are still far from home always.
Of course, and that is a challenge as well. No, absolutely. And
I don't think so I've overcome it yet, but
now,
yeah.
I think we never do. And now that my entire family is here, even with my parents, I still miss that lifestyle, at home, growing, and all of that. So I can just totally resonate to that. In terms of opportunities, what do you see for international students, opportunities in Australia?
Just as I was saying that finding jobs is really hard, in the same answer, but it's completely contrary. There are lots of opportunities here. If you know the right platform, if you know the right people to connect with, you are gonna land up with a good job, let it be part time or full time. This is the land of endless opportunities. It's just you need to find the right place, right person, and right platform.
So, sounding like this is golden words from you, like
Be a hustler, grind as much as you want, and you'll find it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you. And in terms of threats, what do you think for international students that could be and what they need to be prepared for?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
So, in terms of for
Threats.
challenges that the new students coming out here, what they need to be prepared for?
So make sure you know cooking. Absolutely. You cannot come here and be like, oh, where's mom? Who's going to make it? Or if you don't know cooking, second tip, know how to clean the dishes. So your housemate may be able to cook, you got to at least clean. If you don't know either of it, make sure you come from rich parents because that's the only
Uber
thing.
Eats every day.
Then you're going to make yourself unhealthy, but the eating out would be the only option left. I almost work 2 jobs a day, like Woolies and the cafe. I still manage to go back home, cook my lunch, pack my dinner, and go to my other job. So I think time management is also a very important skill, and money management. Because no matter how much you have, if you don't have money management, you're gonna lose it all.
Yeah, no, that is great advice, Pranay. That is so true. Cooking, cleaning, time management, money management. Absolutely. Look out for that. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
India. Yeah, so I always planned and I do plan to go back home. 5 years time, absolutely. I plan to start a small little venture back home, make a decent money to sustain. I'm a bit of a person who likes things to keep as minimal as possible. I don't like owning a lot of things. So make a sustainable amount and run a business, be around my friends and family. That's the plan 5 years down the line.
Great plan, and I might visit you in India.
You're more than welcome.
Can't wait, actually. I need to plan that trip too. What advice would you give to a student coming to Australia besides, obviously, we have come through, what they need to do, but on a serious note, what do you think they should be?
You got that. If you made a decision to come here, you've got this. The rest will be handled. It's the decision to make that I'm going to leave my country and go. It can be for any reason. It can be for study. It can be for better opportunity. If you're coming here, just know you got this. Stay strong in terms of your morale and things will come your way. And if it is not coming, you're probably not working hard enough. That's it. If you're working hard, you'll get rewarded.
Hard work is always rewarded, so very well said. And also that time management, that prioritizing what needs to be done, absolutely. If you could send one message to Australian employers or recruiters, what would you like to say?
Well, because I'm facing this a little, it's not racism, but it is because on what visa I am on, it's a temporary graduate visa. So I do face certain difficulties getting a full-time opportunity in terms of my project management domain. And the reason to that is also that most projects go for more than a year's duration. So they are a bit concerned with my visa status. But I feel like Australian employers should take it as even if someone is there for a shorter duration of time, try it out. They might be good than what you get. So I think there is some sort of, I feel I may be wrong, but I feel there's some sort of biasness in terms of what visa you're on. I don't think so. It is there in some Woolworths doesn't have that. I got the first interview. I got the job because I was good enough and the role was available, and I assured them they got me based on my skills and not my visa. So, but at other places, I do see there is sort of a differences or what we can say preferential difference in terms of visa.
There's barriers to entry in that professional environment
They prefer people who are having permanent residency or citizenship. Well, there are reasons to that also. They want to promote local people. That also works out. But there should be some sort of passage for even students or immigrants who come here and take the opportunity.
also you are trialing it for your work experience to gain that Australian professional experience
Like,
as well.
even though I plan to go back home, I want to have some sort of a field experience and work in any sense. I'm not robbing any sort of jobs away in a very appraisal way, which people say. There are lots of jobs out there, and I feel the deserving one should get it, irrespective of their caste, creed, color, or visa.
Absolutely. No, thank you for that message as well. Now, and the last one is if you had a chance to sit with the Australian government or decision makers for 5 minutes, what would you like to ask or suggest?
I feel the government is already making some changes in this regards in terms of getting international students here. I absolutely, in certain ways, support the idea of reducing the immigration policy or making it more tighter, because then they'll be getting the deserving ones. But once they get it, they should sort of let them be free here in terms of restrictions and work hours and stuff like that. I understand their reason is people don't just come here to work and not study. Absolutely reasonable. But most people would be able to balance both of those things, especially when they come for a postgraduate degree. I'm coming here for my master's. I'm pretty sure I can handle a full time job and a full time course together. Maybe some sort of lining in, and I feel they should, rather than when if I sit down, I would suggest them to have this sit down with international students on a periodic basis, so that they come with new policies that are in line with what are the requirements, because it will change over time. Next batch of students coming here would have some different sort of requirements. So maybe a periodic sitting with international students from time to time, and it cannot be the for counselors or any representative in the assembly can do that.
Well, thank you for that. That's a great message to get the feedback from the first-hand sources of international students, what they're thinking and what they would like.
And they do bring in a lot in the economy of the country, so it's time we give them back a little.
Oh, absolutely. No, thank you for that. Great messages, Pranay. And so, Pranay, you are professionally looking into project management roles as well.
Yeah.
Is that
Yep. At the moment, I'm looking for lots of project management, operation management, because I've studied, as I said, I studied masters in project management, where I studied a lot of supply chain subjects, operation subjects. I have Six Sigma Green Belt, which is a sort of agile and Scrum methodologies of optimization of processes. So I have certain other certifications that are really needed for my field, and I'm looking for jobs in that domain.
fantastic? All right. Well, I wish you all the best, all the success, and I thank you for your time today. So, thank you for making it with me and your time, and at Yo Bar Frozen Yogurt Cafe. Is it a cafe? No, it will be a yogurt bar. Yogurt bar.
It's always a delight to meet you guys, irrespective of is it for work or a casual meetup. We actually do lots of meet here and there whenever possible. We have a falafel place where we go. Sometimes you want to try. I know. So I'm really glad you're doing these things. I'm sure it will be really helpful to international students or people who are looking for it, and hopefully it brings out something good for everybody.
Thank you so much, Pranay. And again, thank you for your time. And thanks for watching. And tune in for the next episode with
ya.
Campus to Careers. Thank you.